Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gummy, and today we are back for another statue tutorial. Today we are doing Yenndo, the much anticipated Minecraft statue. So of course this is from Five Nights at Freddy's, the sister location, the most recent game in the series, and it's quite a while since this has been in development, I guess. This statue has gone through various iterations, various designs, and I'm finally at this one right here, which I am really happy with, and I want to give credit to Kite Man, who was the full designer of this. Of course, I have tried in the past to design my own, not with any luck, so we're just going to fall back on this design instead. So anyways, the blocks you're going to need to build this are the following. You'll need a block of coal, black concrete, polished andesite, cyan terracotta, black concrete powder, grey wool, clay, grey concrete, with a skeleton skull, yellow terracotta, sea lantern, cobblestone wool, light grey carpet, stone brick slab, stone brick stairs, quartz stairs, nether brick stair, and nether brick slab. So quite a few materials, and in general the statue is quite difficult to do. There's a lot of things that are unique to the statue in the sense that we kind of build into it rather than normally we build the statue and build 3D effects on top. This time we're kind of building into the statue and doing a bunch of crazy stuff like that, but I'll explain it later on in the video. But yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into building. So we're going to start off, of course, normally by building a nice, finding a nice empty space where we can start to build. And we're going to start off with the first layer. Bear in mind, we're going to start off with the front side of the legs, which is 12 tall and 8 wide. The first layer is going to be 3 blocks of coal, 2 black concrete, 3 blocks of coal. So again, this is layer number 1, and that is 8 blocks in total. Layer number 2 is going to be 1 polished andesite. We're going to leave a 1 block gap, 1 polished andesite, 2 black concrete, 1 polished andesite, 1 gap, and 1 polished andesite. The third layer is going to be 3 block of coal, 2 black concrete, and 3 block of coal. And again, that is the third layer. Of course, after every single layer, I'm going to back up and give you guys the opportunity to pause and catch up if you feel it's necessary. The fourth layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, a 1 block gap, 1 polished andesite, 2 black concrete, polished andesite, gap, and 1 polished andesite. So that is layer number 4. For layer number 5, we're going to do 1 polished andesite, 1 block gap, polished andesite, 2 black concrete, polished andesite, 1 block gap, and polished andesite. So exact same as the previous layer, and that is layer number 5. Layer number 6, again, exact same. This time, instead of andesite, we're using cyan terracotta. So we do 1 cyan terracotta, 1 block gap, 1 cyan terracotta, 2 black concrete, cyan terracotta, gap, cyan terracotta. So that is the 6th layer, halfway there. 7th layer is the exact same again, this time using polished andesite. So 1 polished andesite, 1 block gap, 1 polished andesite, 2 black concrete, andesite, gap, andesite. Okie dokie, as you can see there, that is the 7th layer. The 8th layer, what we're going to do is we're going to leave a 3 block gap. We're going to place 2 black concrete and leave a 3 block gap. And what we're then going to do is grab ourselves our stone brick stairs. And we're going to go from the black concrete, 1, 2, 3 to left with upside down stairs. And on the right side, exact same. So upside down stairs facing towards us. The reason you need to place the concrete first is because otherwise you're going to struggle to place them upside down. That's probably the easiest way, is to build the 2 blocks in the middle, go 3 blocks to the left and 3 blocks to the right, upside down using the stone brick stairs. And it looks like that. That is layer number 8. Layer number 9, slightly more easy. We're going to place 3 stone brick stairs, this time normal facing, 2 black concrete, and another 3 stone brick stairs, again facing directly towards us. The 10th layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 1 block gap, 1 polished andesite, 2 black concrete, 1 polished andesite, 1 block gap, and 1 polished andesite. And that is the 10th layer. The 11th layer is going to be 1 cyan terracotta, 1 block gap, 1 block of coal, 2 black concrete, 1 block of coal, 1 block gap, and 1 cyan terracotta. And the 12th and final layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 1 block gap, 1 polished andesite, 2 block gap, polished andesite, gap, polished andesite. And that is a 12 by 8 rectangle, and it ends up looking something like this. Now, all the gaps we're going to end up filling in. The way we're going to do this is by going around to the rear side. So let's mark the front side first. We'll mark that with some clay, like so. So this is the front side. We go around to the rear side now, and directly behind all the gaps we're going to place a block of coal. So you simply place it like this. You don't place it in the gaps, you place it behind the gaps, like so. And you do this for all of them. So all the gaps up until the very top, including the 2 in the middle at the top right there. And again, try not to place it in the gap, because otherwise it will ruin the aesthetic look of it. But once you've done that, from behind, it will end up looking something like this. So you've got the 2 blocks at the bottom, the 2 strips here, the 2 strips here, and then the 2 blocks in the middle. And if you come back round to the front side, which we can now establish a bit easier, it will end up looking something a bit like this. Okie dokie. So, now what we do, and this is the more easy, simple part, is we grab ourselves our cobblestone wall, this one right here, and in all the indentations, so here, here, and all the other areas, we're going to go ahead and fill it in with cobblestone wool, like so, and it ends up looking something like this. So whilst you can't really see the coal behind it, it just acts as kind of a wall behind it, so you don't have the gaps here. It just adds a bit of texture, a bit of shadow, but the main point is we have a platform to put the cobblestone wool. Now, a final touch you can do, and again this is like completely optional, is grab some buttons, and on the bottom place 3 stone buttons on the left, 2 block gap, 3 stone buttons on the right. And again, just adds a bit more detail to it, makes it look a bit more interesting, and I really like it. So I don't see why there'd be any reason really not to add that. So anyways, that is the front side of the legs. Again, that is 12 tall, 8 blocks wide, and if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Really do recommend. But now, if you're confident, we'll move on to the upper body / arms. So for the upper body, we're going to start off by placing a row, and again, bear in mind it's got to be on the normal layer, so this one here. We're going to place a row of 8 blocks of coal. So that's 8 blocks of coal. From here, we're then going to go 1 to the left with 1 black concrete and 3 polished andesite, and on the right side we do the exact same, 1 black concrete, 3 polished andesite. So it's 4 blocks to the left, 4 blocks to the right. Once you've done that, it looks something like this. Essentially, all that's doing is marking out where the arms are going to begin, and we'll worry about that later. For now, we're just going to worry about the body. So, continuing with the body, basically, starting on top of the coal here, of course the first layer is 8 blocks of coal. Just like before, with the legs, the body is 12 tall, 8 wide, should probably point that out. But anyways, the second layer is going to be the following. It's going to be 1 cyan terracotta, 1 polished andesite, 1 grey concrete, 2 grey wool, 1 grey concrete, 1 polished andesite, and 1 cyan terracotta. The second layer, or the third layer should I say, is going to be 1 black concrete, 1 cyan terracotta, 2 polished andesite, 1 clay, 1 polished andesite, 1 cyan terracotta, and 1 black concrete, and that is layer number 3. Layer number 4, slightly different. What we're going to do is on the first block, we're going to place any block of choice, polished andesite will do, and we're going to get our stone brick slabs, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over to the right, then punch out the original block and place one right here. So it's a row of 8 stone brick slabs, but bear in mind it's on the upper point of the block. If it's on the lower half, it would look something like this. We don't want it connecting to the block below, we want it on the upper half like so. Reason we're doing this, again, there's going to be a bunch of detail behind it, so we don't need to worry about it for now. So the next layer, which is the 5th layer, is going to be even simpler. We leave a 1 block gap, we're then going to place 1 polished andesite, leave a 4 block gap, place 1 more, and that is that layer. The next layer, we're going to leave 2, and then we're going to go up diagonal like so, and on the right side we go up diagonal to left. So right side or left side we go up diagonal to right side we go up diagonal to left like this, and then we're going to join them in the middle for the next row using 2 of our grey concrete. So you place 2 grey concrete in the middle, and it links together like this. So we're kind of building almost like a pyramid shape in the middle, and that is the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th layer. For the 8th layer, we're going to place on top of this 2 grey wool, and then from here on out, we're going to start expanding back outwards. So on the left side, we go up diagonal from the grey wool, and we're going to go up diagonal twice more, so once and twice, and go up 1. On the right side, we do the exact same, so we go up diagonal twice, So up diagonal, and then twice more, and then up one. So in the end, it ends up coming out looking a bit like this. What we're then going to do is on this middle diagonal point, so there's 3 in total, on this middle one, on the left side, we're going to go up diagonal to right, on the right side we go up diagonal to left, and we're going to go up one on either side, like so, and then we'll end up bringing out a pattern that looks like this. Now it looks a bit crazy so far, but that's exactly what we want it to look like. So if you want to pause, again, feel free to do so, and then what we're going to do is go around to the rear side and start filling in the rear texture. Okie dokie. So coming around to the rear side, what we're going to do is, starting off behind this row of slabs, we're going to place a row of coal. So that's 8 blocks of coal directly behind, as you can see. And then what we're going to do is on the left side and the right side, we're going to build up 2 blocks like this. In the middle area, what we're going to do is we're going to place a 2x2 of cyan terracotta on each side. And in the middle, we're going to place a 2x2 of black concrete. Next to this, we're going to place a 3x2 of black concrete on the left side and the right side. Of course, you can just fill it in the middle like that. So just to give you an updated perspective of what it looks like from behind. So this is the 4th layer, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. For the 9th layer, we're going to do 1 coal, 1 cyan terracotta, 4 black concrete, 1 cyan terracotta, and 1 coal. The next layer is going to be 1 coal, 1 cyan terracotta, 2 cyan terracotta, 2 black concrete, 2 cyan terracotta, and 1 block of coal. The next layer, the second to last layer, is going to be 3 black concrete, 2 blocks of coal, and 3 black concrete. And the final layer is the exact same, 3 black concrete, 2 blocks of coal, and 3 black concrete. And once you come around to the front side, you'll now see it looks something like this. So I'll give you guys a second to pause here. Again, I appreciate maybe my description isn't the best, so it's always good to just look at it and figure it out yourself just by pausing the video. It's probably the easiest way. So yeah, that is the front side of the body so far before we add the details. So for the details, what we're going to do is in this middle section, we got the grey and the other grey. We're going to bring this forwards a layer. So we're going to bring it forwards 1 more layer, like so. And each of the polished andesite surrounding it in the corner, we're also going to bring them forwards 1. So it ends up looking something like this. That is all you need to do. Now, for the remaining parts, we're just going to grab ourselves our cobblestone wall again, and we're going to start filling it in. Now, there is very specific areas where you need to fill it in, and they are the following. So in the middle part here, in front of this black concrete, we're going to place a 2x2, and then above it, we're going to place another 2x2, and then 1 more layer. So it's a 3x2, and it ends up looking like this. Now, the reason we don't put it here is because this is going to be part of the head later on, so we're going to leave this point, it's just a 3x2. On the left side of this middle center point, so this is going to be our center point, we're going to place another 3x2, and then on the right side we do the exact same, another 3x2. So essentially, anything that's got black concrete in front of it, we cover, including, in case you haven't noticed, the left top corner and the right top corner right there. So that is essentially all you need to do. That is the front side of the body, and again, I appreciate it is a bit difficult and a bit confusing in some ways, so I'm going to get rid of my arm, give you guys a second to pause and catch up. Of course, that is if the Xbox doesn't freeze. There we go. And I'll go up slowly layer by layer just so you can see, and feel free to pause the video if you need to do so. Anyways, with that said and done, that is the front side of the body complete. We can now move on to the arms. The arms are relatively simple, so let's begin working on them. So, starting on the left arm, of course, we come to the 13th layer of the build, aka the layer with the 8 black coal, aka the layer with the 4 blocks, if you've done that already. If you haven't, no worries, let's do it now. So, if you haven't, you go 1 block to the left using black concrete, and then 3 polished andesite. Working from left to right now, on the second layer, we're going to do 2 polished andesite, and 2 blocks of coal. Now, one thing I probably should say about the arms is they're 12 by 4, so each layer is 4 blocks, and there's 12 of them. So, the third layer is going to be 4 cyan terracotta. The 4th layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 2 block gap, and 1 polished andesite. Now, until the second to last layer, all the ones are going to have a 2 block gap in between them. So to save time, I'm just going to say the 2 blocks. So the one on the left, the one on the right. So the next layer is cyan clay or cyan terracotta on both sides. The next layer, which is the 6th layer, is going to be polished andesite on both sides. For the 7th layer, we're going to do coal on either side. For the 8th layer, we're going to do black concrete powder on either side. Now be careful with the powder because, as you can see, it acts like sand, so if you place it wrong, it will drop and it will make a bit of a mess. Be careful there. The next layer is going to be coal on either side. And on top of that, we're going to do black concrete powder again on either side. Now, as you can see, that brings us to the second to last layer. So for the second to last layer, we're going to do 3 polished andesite, link it across, like bridge it over, and place 1 cyan terracotta. And then for the final layer, what we're going to do is grab ourselves our stone brick slabs again, and on the upper half of this polished andesite on the right side, we're going to go 4 blocks to the left, like so, and that's going to be our stone brick slabs. So that's the 12th layer, and there'll be blocks in the middle, which is going to link that all together nicely. So yeah, that is the left arm so far. In this middle section, we're going to come around to the rear, and we're going to place the coal. So we completely cover it with coal from the rear side. And once you go back round to the front side, and make sure to bring it all the way up to the top, just as a heads up, there you go. Once you come back round to the front side, it will end up looking something like this, which in the middle part, of course, you're going to go ahead and fill it in with your cobblestone wall. So go ahead and just simply fill it all in the middle, and if you do it correctly, it should end up coming out looking something a bit like this. So that is the left arm complete. Now, the good news is the right side is the exact same. So on the right side, if you haven't already, come to 13th layer of the build, go 1 block to the right using black concrete, 3 polished andesite. The next layer going from left to right is 2 coal, 2 polished andesite, and the third layer is 4 cyan terracotta. Now, just like before, we only have 1 block on the left, 1 block on the right until the second to last layer. So the 4th layer is going to be polished andesite on either side. The 5th layer is going to be cyan terracotta on either side. The 6th layer is going to be polished andesite on either side. And then we're going to go coal on either side for the 7th layer. The 8th layer is going to be black concrete powder. The 9th layer is going to be coal. And the 10th layer is going to be black concrete powder. Just like before, the second to last layer is going to link it across. So you place 1 cyan terracotta, 3 polished andesite, and then for the top layer, the final layer, what we're going to do is, of course, grab our stone brick slabs, and coming out of this polished andesite here, we're going to go 4 blocks to the right on the upper point using our stone brick slab. Just like before, we're then going to go around to the rear side and fill it all in with coal, so indent some coal blocks, and bring that all the way up to the top, like so. And if you go back around to the front side, you'll now see something that looks a bit like this. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is grab ourselves our cobblestone wall. We're going to go and fill the gap in, of course, in the middle, and that will give us the front side of the right arm, and most importantly, the front side of the body complete. So that is the front side of Yenndo. Of course, it looks a bit crazy to look at, but that's kind of half the point, gives off the wow factor. So just to give you an idea, the body, of course, is 12 by 8, each arm is 12 by 4, and of course there's a little 3D effect in the middle for the chest. One final thing we're going to do is also at the top, I'm going to grab my arm, we're going to place 1 coal on either side, directly linking it to the body. So that's only on the top layer, as you can see here, same on this side. And the reason we're going to do that is just so that you can not see a gap right there. Now, one thing I do want to point out, and it's again optional, is you can replace from the 3rd layer up, so 1, 2, 3, so from here, you can punch out these concrete walls, and arguably this does look better, so actually I do recommend you do it on reflection. 1, 2, 3, punch out the remaining cobblestone wall up here, and simply cap it off with a stone brick slab, like so. And then it gives you something that ends up looking like this. So personally, I like that a bit better, and if you want to try that out, that also works. So once you got that done, we are now ready to move on to the sides of the body. So we're going to come around to the left side first and get that out of the way. Starting off with this black block of coal, what we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3 to left. Now, the reason we're doing this is because the side of the leg is 12 by 4, so the 4th row is already here. As you can see, we've already done that. So we're placing 3 blocks to the left, and the 4th row is this one. So, just like before, the middle blocks are going to have some gaps, but I'll point that out when it is. So the first layer, of course, is 4 blocks of coal. The second layer is 1 polished andesite, and then a 2-block gap. The third layer is going to be a linking one, so we're going to place 3 blocks of coal. The fourth layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 2-block gap. Fifth layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 2-block gap. Sixth layer is going to be 1 cyan terracotta, 2-block gap. Next layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 2-block gap. Now, for this layer, and this is the layer with the stairs on the front side, we're going to place in the middle a 2x2 of polished andesite. Then what we're going to do is grab ourselves our stone brick stairs, and on the lower half we're going to place an upside down stair facing towards the rear side of the statue, aka the left, and on the upper point we're going to place a normal facing stair, again facing towards the left. Now, the next segment, which is the final 3 blocks, we're going to place on top of the stair 1 polished andesite, and then 2-block gap, 1 cyan, 2-block gap, and 1 polished andesite, 2-block gap. And then what we're going to go ahead and do, just like we did on all the other sides, is directly behind all the gaps we're going to place a coal. This is a lot easier now because there should already be a coal placed on one of the sides, which means you end up just placing one to the side of it. And once you've done that, that is a 12x4, ends up looking like this. What we then go ahead and do, just like we did before, is fill in all the gaps using our cobblestone wall. So it's a bit of a rinse and repeat situation. Every gap you fill in with cobblestone wall. Of course there is the exception like we had on the front side where you can change it up a bit and put the slabs in instead, but from the side point of view it should currently look like this, and again that is a 12x4. Now the good news is the other side, the right side, is the exact same, so we can head round there and start working on it immediately. So, coming around to the right side, we're going to do the exact same as before. So we start off with the coal, we go 1, 2, 3 to the right. Of course, this is the first block already done, and then we're working on the 3 blocks to the side of it. So the second layer is going to be 1 polished andesite on the very end, so 2-block gap, 1 polished andesite. The third layer is going to be 3 block of coal. Next to that, we're going to place 2-block gap, 1 polished andesite, 2-block gap, andesite, 2-block gap, cyan, 2-block gap, andesite. So that's the next 4 layers, that's the first 7 layers complete. For the 8th and 9th layer, just like before, we're going to place 2 polished andesite in the middle, and on the lower half we're going to place a stone brick stair, upside down, facing towards the right side, and on top of that a stone brick stair facing towards the right side, normal facing. For the 10th layer, we're going to place 2-block gap, 1 andesite, the 11th 2-block gap, 1 terracotta, and final one, 1 andesite. And just like before, we're going to go ahead and fill in all the gaps behind using coal, and then fill in all the gaps in the actual build using our cobblestone wall. So it's exact same as the other side, very, very simple, hence why I'm rushing through it a bit. But if you are having any issues, feel free to go back in the video on the other side where I explain it a bit more in depth, because again, it is the exact same. So that is the right side of the leg. Again, that is a 12x4, and if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. So now we have the size of the legs complete, you can back up, you can see it's looking really, really nice. However, the arms, not so much. So what we're going to do for the arms is start working on the sides of them. But before we do that, we need to work out the undersides, this part here. So we're going to go around to the rear side. We'll start off on this side right here. And what we're going to do is behind this black concrete here, we're going to bring the black concrete back 1, 2, 3, like so. Then what we're going to do is behind the polished andesite, we're going to bring it back 1 all the way across. Then we're going to place a layer of 3 black concrete and then 3 polished andesite. If you look at it from a front perspective, it should look something like this. Now what you also want to do is directly above these concrete cobblestone walls, should I say, you want to place 2 blocks of coal. So just so it covers that up, so you don't have a gap and you can't see into the actual statue. And yeah, from below it looks like this. It's a 4x4 square, and we want to repeat this on the right side. So we head around to the right side. From the black concrete, we expand 1, 2, 3 backwards. From the andesite, we bring it back 1 all the way across. 1 black concrete times 3, and then 3 polished andesite. And then the final touch is to place 2 coal on top of the cobblestone wall right there. And it looks something like this. That is the right side, and of course the left side. We're going to start working on the left side first. So come up to the left side of the arm, which should currently look something like this. What we're then going to do is come to the base layer, which is this block here. So far it should be 1 polished andesite, 1 black concrete, 2 polished andesite. Now of course this is already here, just like the legs, it's 12x4, the 4th block already done. So the second layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 1 coal, 1 polished andesite. The third layer is going to be 3 cyan terracotta. The 4th layer is going to be 1 andesite, 2 block gap, and this is going to continue until I say. So the next layer is 1 sand, the layer after that is 1 polished andesite, 1 coal, 1 black concrete powder, 1 coal, 1 black concrete powder, and then this is the layer it stops. So the second to last layer, just like the front side, we're going to place a row of 3 polished andesite to link across, if I can place it. There, whoops, I am awful with placement, you can tell it's been a while. That's the 11th layer, and then for the 12th layer, we're going to place our upside down stone brick slabs. So we're going to place 1, 2, 3, and it ends up looking something like this. Now, just like the other sides, we're going to fill in the gaps using our coal from behind. One thing you want to do is make sure it continues up to the same height as the front point here, because you want to be able to see the 2 blocks of coal behind the stone brick slabs. And once you've done that, it ends up looking like this from head on, and from a side angle like this. So as you can see, the flow of the coal and the wall, it kind of like adds a trim, which is really, really nice. And you probably guessed it, we're going to go ahead and fill in some cobblestone wall. If on the front side, you've made the cobblestone wall go up to the top, so you've made it continue up to here, then do that on the side. If you've brought it like what I've done, where you place 3 rows of cobblestone wall and then 2 slabs, do that. So I'm going to choose the 3 and then cobblestone or stone brick slab, because I personally prefer that on reflection. So it looks like this. Of course, if you haven't done that on the front side and you've done going all the way up to the top, just continue placing it all the way up to the top. And that is the left side of the arm complete. Now, just like before, the right side is the exact same, so we'll head over there and work on that now. So, coming around to the right side, again, first layer is already done, that's 2 polished andesite, 1 black concrete, and 1 polished andesite. The second layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 1 coal, and 1 polished andesite. On top of this, we're going to place 3 cyan terracotta, and then, just like before, it's a 2 block gap until I continue, until I say so. So we're going to place on the right side 1 andesite, 1 cyan, 1 andesite, 1 coal, 1 black powder, 1 coal, 1 black powder, and then this is going to be the layer, the 11th layer, where we place 3 polished andesite link across, and then the 12th layer is going to be our 3 upside down stone brick slabs. Now, just like before, fill in the gaps using your block of coal. Make sure it goes all the way up to the top, so it covers the gap in the middle between the slab and layer number 11. And just like on the right side, if you've built the concrete walls going up to the top, fill in the concrete walls up to the top. If you've only done 3 layers and a slab, do 3 layers and a slab. It is up to you completely. Personally, I recommend 3 layers and a slab. And that is, again, just like the front side, or the left side, should I say, exact same, and it ends up looking like this. Now, if you back up, you can see making really, really good progress. However, if you come around to the rear side, you'll see not so much. It's a bit of a mess, and that's what we're going to work on now, is clean it up a bit and making it a bit more aesthetically pleasing, I guess you can say. So we're going to start off first by filling in the rear side of the legs, and then we'll work our way up and then eventually move on to the head. So yeah, let's begin. Okie dokie, so what we're going to start off by doing is establishing that the rear side of the legs is 12 tall and 8 wide, just to get that out there, but also the left side and the right side are already complete, so that's 2 of the layers already done. What that means is we're going to be placing essentially 6 blocks per layer because 2 are already done, so we're just essentially linking left side to right side. So, the first layer is going to be 2 blocks of coal, 2 black concrete, 2 coal. The next layer is going to be a 1 block gap, 1 polished andesite, 2 black concrete, polished andesite, and a 1 block gap. Now, in fact, what we can do is for the black concrete, build this all the way up to the top. So, go all the way up to the 11th layer, to the second to last layer, should I say. And, as you can see, that's the 12th layer here. So, the 13th layer is the layer where the arms start. We want to build it to the 11th. So, we do it 1 below this polished andesite, in line with the cyan terracotta. That saves us a lot of work. So, anyways, going back to the 3rd layer now, we're going to place 2 blocks of coal on the left side, then we got the 2 concrete, and then 2 blocks of coal. Continuing, the 4th layer, we're going to leave a 1 block gap, 1 polished andesite, 1 block gap. Next layer is the exact same, so we do 1 polished andesite, and then gap on either side. Next, we're going to do cyan terracotta, gap on either side. Next layer, polished andesite, and then, just like the fronts and the sides, we're going to grab ourselves our stairs. On the first layer, we're going to place upside down stairs, so like this. And then on top of that, we're going to place normal facing stairs on top. And we're going to cap it off by placing one polished andesite. So we have a gap, andesite, andesite, gap. On top of this, we're going to place a coal on either side. And on top of that, we're going to place an andesite on either side with a 2-block gap in the middle. Now the good news is, because we did it before, most of the coal will already be from the sides complete, apart from the 2 in the middle at the top. So go ahead and place 2 coal behind. And once you've done that, we can do the usual routine of going ahead and filling in all the cobblestone walls. So grab the cobblestone wall, and you just simply go ahead, just like before, and fill in all the gaps, like so, and this just acts like the wires / cabling all around the design. So that is the rear side of the legs, again, complete. That is a 12 by 8, and if you want to pause, again, you're more than welcome to do so. Apologies, by the way, if my voice does sound a bit cracky, or a bit weird. It's just, I haven't recorded in so long that it's proving a bit unusual to talk for so long. So, yeah, apologies about that, but hopefully it's not too noticeable. Anyways, continuing with the rear side of the body, at the moment, it's a bit of a mess. We'll figure that out. So, what we're going to do is start off by placing a layer of 8 coal. So that's 8 coal, like so. On top of this, for the second layer, we're going to place 1 cyan terracotta, 1 polished andesite, 1 grey concrete. This is the one we're looking for, right there. 2 grey wool, 1 grey concrete, 1 polished andesite, and 1 cyan terracotta. And that is the second layer. The third layer is going to be 1 black concrete, 1 cyan terracotta, 4 polished andesite, 1 cyan terracotta, and 1 black concrete. And that is the third layer. The fourth layer is going to be any block of your choice, and then 7 upside down stone brick slabs. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Punch out the block you placed before and place another upside down slab like so. And that is layer number 4. For the fifth layer, we're going to leave a 2-block gap, and we're going to place 1 cyan, leave a 2-block gap, 1 cyan, and a 2-block gap. Then what we're going to do is on top of each cyan, we're going to place 5 polished andesite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see. And then we're going to place on top of that 2 cyan terracotta, and that will bring us all the way up to the top. However, the details we need to fill in. So we go to the cyan terracotta at the bottom. We're going to go up 1, 2. So on the third layer of this little area here, we're going to go 1 to the left using polished andesite and go down diagonal. On the right side, we repeat this. We go to the cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 1 to the right, and then down diagonal. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, we're going to go up. So from this block here, we go up 1, 2. We're then going to go 1 block to the left using clay. So 1 clay, and then 1 polished andesite, and repeat this on the right side. So 1 clay, 1 polished andesite. And then the final step, we're going to go up 1, 2 to the cyan terracotta right here. We're going to go to the left one, and then up diagonal to left. Whoops. Like so, if I can actually place the blocks. There we go. And we repeat this again, once and for all, on the right side. And it ends up looking something like this. Again, it's a bit of a mess, you can't really see because of the background kind of blending in with it a bit. But what we're going to now do is come behind it, and it's a bit more difficult, but we'll figure it out. And we're going to place behind this row of slabs, we're going to place a row of 8 coal. So it ends up looking like this. On top of this, we're going to place 2 rows of 8 black concrete. So 2 rows again of 8 black concrete. It's a bit tricky because we're limited with space, but you can now see that it looks like that. On top of this, we're going to place 1 coal, 6 black concrete, and 1 block of coal. And on top of that, we're going to place 3 more layers of 8 black concrete. So it's very plain. That's what makes it easy, in the sense that we don't actually have to do a pattern like we did on the front side. We're just mainly doing black concrete. So there we go. For the next layer, we're going to place 1 coal, 6 black concrete, and 1 coal. And then for the final layer, we're going to place 2 coal, 4 black concrete, and 2 blocks of coal. And that is the rear side of the body complete. Now, we're going to do what we did before on the front side, which is add the cobblestone wall. So, starting off at this corner here, just above the slabs, we're going to place 2 here, 2 in the middle, and 2 on the right side. We don't place 1 in this gap here, or 1 in this gap here. In the middle, we're going to build this section all the way up to the top, like that. And then the only areas we're going to do it is below the clay, here, in the middle, we're going to place 2, and above it, 2, and then on this side, 2, and 2. And that is the only place you're going to put it. So you don't put it in the 2 block gap up there, so you don't cover the coal like we normally do, and you don't cover the 2 blocks gap down here. So it's very simple, but it's something to bear in mind. What you could also do if you want to is punch out this block here, just to expose a bit of the front side, and again give a bit more detail. Alternatively, you can just remove it or change it to something else. Personally, I'm just going to leave it as coal. So yeah, that is the rear side of the body. Now for the rear side of each arm, it's a simple process of doing exactly what we've been doing before. So we're going to come to this side here first, 12 by 4, just like normal. Start off with 3 polished andesite and 1 black concrete. The second layer is going to be 1 polished andesite, 2 coal. The third layer is going to be 3 cyan terracotta. And just like before, we leave a 2 block gap, and on the side here, we're going to place 1 block. So for the 4th layer, we place 1 polished andesite. For the 5th, we place 1 cyan. For the 6th, 1 polished andesite. For the 7th, 1 coal. 8th is going to be 1 black concrete powder. 9th is going to be coal. And 10th is going to be black concrete powder. For the 11th layer, we're going to place 2 polished andesite and 1 cyan terracotta. And for the final layer, we're going to place our 3 upside down half slabs. So 1, 2, 3, and it ends up looking like this. Now, just like before, go ahead and come in the middle part, fill it all in up to the top using our coal, fill that gap in there as well, and it gives you something looking like this. Just like before, if you built the cobblestone walls up to the top, do that again. If you've done it 3 blocks and then a slab, then do that. So again, 3 blocks and slab, just matching the other sides. And of course, if you haven't done that, just build all the way up to the top. And that is the rear side of the right arm. And we're going to repeat this one last time for the other side. So just like before, 1 black concrete, 3 polished andesite. We then place 2 coal, 1 polished andesite, 3 cyan terracotta. The next layer, which is the 4th one, is going to be 1 polished andesite, 2 block gap. Then we're going to do 1 cyan terracotta, 2 block gap, 1 polished andesite, 2 block gap, coal, 2 block gap, black concrete powder, 2 block gap, coal, 2 block gap, black concrete powder, 2 block gap, and then we're going to place 1 cyan terracotta, 2 polished andesite, and for the final layer, 3 upside down half slabs. For the final time, go ahead and fill the coal all the way up to the top, like so. Place a block right there, and you have a nice filled in area. Once again, if you've placed cobblestone walls all the way up to the top, do that. If you've only placed 3 and a half slab, then do that. And once you've done that, that is the rear of the statue complete. Now the one final thing we're going to do before we're done with the body is come up to the top, to the shoulder area, and we're going to grab ourselves our light grey wool. You could also use grey wool carpets. And on top of this 3 block area of coal on each side, we're going to place a 3x2 of carpets, and the reason is just to cover it up and make it a bit more subtle, blend it in a bit with the other parts, because otherwise the coal stands out really badly. But apart from that, that is the body of the statue complete. I'm going to get rid of my arms, and we're going to have a little fly around, a little cinematic view, and this is obviously the best opportunity for you guys to pause. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly to specific areas. So for example, I'm slowly drifting up to the front side of the legs. As you can see here, that is the front side of the legs. I'm going to state what part it is. It's front side of the legs. I'm going to state the dimensions. It's 12 by 8. I'm also going to state whether there's 3D effects. There is no 3D effects. Moving on up, we've got the front side of the body. That's 12 by 8. And of course the front side of each arm, 12 by 4. The only 3D effects is in the middle section, as you can see, with the little grey wall, grey concrete, and the 4 andesite blocks around it. Coming around to the left side, we have the left side of the leg, that is 12 by 4. There is indeed no 3D effects. And coming around to the right side, exact same as the left, 12 by 4, no 3D effects. The undersides of each arm is 4 by 4, and is the exact same pattern, just mirrored. And then we've got the sides of the arms. This is the left side of the arm, 12 by 4. And come around to the right side, we've got the right side of the arm, exact same as the left, 12 by 4. Coming around to the rear side, we have the rear side of the legs, that's 12 by 8. Again, no 3D effects. Slowly moving up with the rear side of the body, again 12 by 8. And then finally, the rear side of each arm, 12 by 4. One last thing is the shoulders, which is 16 by 4. That's pretty much already done for you by the fact that the way we've done the inside of the body. But of course, make sure there is the carpet on each shoulder, just to make it look a bit more natural. But once you've done that, that is the body of the statue complete, and we can now start making some progress on the head. So yeah, let's begin. So, we're going to start off by building a brief outline of the actual head itself. The way we're going to do this is by coming to the front side, to the front left corner, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, which should be this polished andesite, we're going to go up 1 and bring it 1, 2 forwards. We're going to repeat this on the right side, so we go to the front right corner, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, which is again polished andesite, we place a polished andesite on top and bring it 2 forwards. What we're then going to do is, on the inside layer, so this one here, we're going to place 1 polished andesite, 1 block of coal, 2 polished andesite, 1 block of coal, and 1 polished andesite. The next layer we're going to place 2 andesite, we're then going to place 2 of our sea lanterns, 2 andesite, and then for our final layer we're going to place 1 andesite, we're then going to place 1 cobblestone wall, and 2 andesite, cobblestone wall, 1 andesite. So from below it ends up looking something like this. Now we don't want those sea lanterns on show, so the way we get around this is by using our stone brick slabs. We're going to place a 2x2 of stone brick slab underneath, and that's why we couldn't place a cobblestone wall there earlier. So that's what it looks like from below, and from above it looks like this. What we're then going to do is, from this andesite here, we're going to grab ourselves our cobblestone wall, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 cobblestone wall, and same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to link together at the rear side. So it should be a 2 block overhang. What we're then going to do is, on the outside area, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 black concrete on the left and the right side, like so. And then in this middle section, we're going to do completely coal, and it will end up looking something like this. So that is essentially what we're looking for. It's an 8x8 square, and if you come to the rear side, you can see it overhangs like this on the rear side by 2 blocks, overhangs on the front side 2 blocks, and yeah, overall it's just an 8x8 square. So from above, this is the bottom of the head so far. What we're going to start off by doing is we're going to work on the front side, so we'll get that out of the way. That's definitely by far the most difficult side, and then we'll start making some progress on the left, right, and rear. So let's begin. For the front side, what we're going to do is we're going to start off coming to this layer here behind the sea lantern. So you see where it goes 2 andesite, 1 coal, 2 andesite, coal, 2 andesite, so the third layer. What we're going to do is we're going to leave 1 block, and we're then going to place 1 coal, 4 black concrete, and 1 coal. So 1 block gap, 1 coal, 4 black concrete, 1 coal, and then 1 gap. On top of this, we're going to place 6 coal, and then what we're going to do is in the middle, we're going to leave 1 block, we're going to place 4 coal forwards, and then leave 1 block. And essentially what this is doing is just marking out where some of the teeth and other features are going to go. Now, on the front left corner, we have this polished andesite here. We're going to go forwards 1 to 2nd block, and we're going to build up 1, 2, 3 using polished andesite, and we do the exact same on the right side, so 1, 2, 3. If you back up, it should now look something like this. So again, we're just adding a bit of depth to the head, is essentially what we're doing right now. Next step is we're going to bring it forwards another layer. So from here, we're going to go up diagonal, and we're going to bring it forwards another layer. This time, we're going to go 1 to the side, so it's now 6 blocks like so of coal. And from this block here, we're just going to simply go ahead and place 1 coal there, 1 coal there, just to fully encapsulate the mouth, and you can see that is kind of the mouth area we have built. So, on top of this andesite here, we have 3 andesites so far. What we're going to do is do a further 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, on top of this layer here, what we're going to do is a second layer of 6 black, or 6 coal, should I say. Then what we're going to do is bring it back in line with the andesite either side, and we're going to do 2 layers of 6 coal. And the final layer is going to be 1 black concrete, 4 coal, and 1 black concrete. So as you can see, it ends up looking something like this. You have the mouth area, which indents, then it comes out towards the outer layer, and then it goes back inwards 1 block. And the reason we're doing this is there's going to be eyes and a bunch of other features here, which is going to make it a lot more crazy. So if we keep it simple, like this for now, in the long run, it will be a lot more easy to understand. What we're now going to do is on the top layer, so on top of this andesite here, we're going to place 1 stone brick stair. Next to that, we're going to place a cobblestone wall, then a stone brick stair, 2 cobblestone walls, stair, wall, stair. So that is the final layer. There is going to be another element, but we'll add that afterwards. But essentially, all we're going to do for that, I'll just do the basics, is behind it, we're going to place a row of 8 black concrete. And on top of said concrete, we're going to do a row of 8 stone brick slabs. And that will go further on, but we'll get to that later on in the video. For now, it should look something like this. So again, currently, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks tall for the main section, and then these 2 upper blocks are going to be part of the top of the head. So, in terms of the actual detail we're going to be adding, let's start off by grabbing ourselves our quartz stairs and some carpet. So for the carpet, what we're going to do is on top of the first layer here, we're going to leave a 2 block gap, and on top of the cobblestone wall, we're going to place 4 carpet and then a 2 block gap. Then what we're going to do is, in terms of the quartz stairs, we come to this area below, so on top of where the sea lanterns are. We're going to start off leaving a 1 block gap, and we're going to place a quartz stair facing towards the right side. We then place another quartz stair facing towards the right side. We then place a quartz stair facing towards the left, and another quartz stair facing towards the left, and it gives you a layout that looks like this. Then what we're going to do is on the upper layer, we're going to place, so this one here, a upside down stair facing towards the right, upside down stair facing towards the right, upside down stair facing towards left, upside down stair facing towards left, and it gives you kind of like a grill kind of teeth layout with a 1 block gap on either side. So that is the first step of the details we're going to be adding. The next step is we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick slabs, and in front of this carpet here, so we build it off of it, we place a layer of 4 stone brick slabs, and then in front of the top row of the stairs, we're going to place another row of 4 stone brick slabs. And again, it just kind of condenses the mouth area and makes the teeth look really sharp and ferocious. So next what we're going to do is on top of this layer of slabs, we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick stairs, and we're going to start building some more teeth. So in the middle, 2 blocks, we're going to have a stone brick stair facing towards the right and 1 towards the left, like so. And then from here we're going to build outwards. So on the left side we build out 1, and we build out a second block. The way we do this is just by placing a block behind and place out 1 more, like so. And on the right side, exact same, so we just bring it inwards, and then on the final block, you could have just done it like that on the other way, but yeah. So you've got 3 blocks, 3 stairs facing towards the right, and 3 stairs facing towards the left. And then we're going to build on top of this by placing 3 upside down stairs facing towards the right, and then 3 upside down stairs facing towards the left, like so. And it gives you, again, a grill shape which we're going to build on top of. So this is like the nose area, this is the mouth area. If I back up, you should now see something that looks roughly like this. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to grab ourselves our nether brick, and we're going to add the nose. So the way we do this is we're simply just going to place on the top layer 1, 2, and on the 3rd and 4th block we place 2 nether brick, like so. Now, in terms of the eyes, what we're going to do is grab ourselves our quartz stairs, some yellow terracotta, and also quartz block. I probably should have mentioned that at the start. I think I forgot. There we go. So let's grab some quartz blocks. And what we're going to do is, behind this stair here, so on the left side we've got 1 stair, we're going to place a quartz block. On top of that we're going to place a yellow terracotta and then a quartz block. And on the right side we do the exact same, so quartz block, yellow terracotta, quartz block. Now we're going to surround these, so to the left and to the right of the yellow terracotta we're going to place quartz blocks, and on each corner we're going to place a stair. So the bottom ones we place 2 upside down ones facing away, and on the upper ones we place normal facing ones like so, and essentially that just rounds out the eyes. And the final touch for the eyes is we're going to add a wither skeleton skull right in the middle on top of, we don't want to add it onto my head, even though that does look pretty weird. We want to build it onto the thing. I'm not sure if it works on Xbox, but on PC it definitely does. So yeah, on Xbox it kind of does, and it's giving me a hint as to what a wither skeleton skull is, just in case I've never seen it before. Apparently I haven't. But yeah, you just place one on top of each of the yellow. You don't have to do it. You could use a button if you're building this in survival. Good luck to you, by the way, if you are building it in survival. And yeah, essentially it just adds like pupils to the eyes and just makes it look a lot more creepy looking. Now, anyways, in between the eyes, we're going to grab ourselves, if I get rid of this, we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick slabs, and in line with the stairs on the bottom row, we're going to place 2 upside down ones, so there should be half a slab gap. We're then going to leave half slab and place another 2 upside down ones, so on the upper half of the block in line with the quartz block here. And then we're going to place 2 of the cobblestone walls. So we place 2 cobblestone walls like that, and it ends up looking like this, and that is the eye region. To cap it off, we're going to add one more feature, which is going to be the eyebrows, and we're going to do that with nether brick slabs. So in front of these stairs here, on the upper half, we're going to place 3 nether brick slabs, and same on the right side, there'll be a 2-block gap in the middle, and of course there'll be a gap in between. If you place them on the lower half, it will end up looking like this. Doesn't look quite as good, so make sure you place it on the upper half of the steps, and it ends up looking like that. So, before we move on, there is a few more things we need to add, just to make it look a bit more like Yenndo. So we need to add the 2 kind of reddish cheek areas. So the way we're going to do this is by getting our stairs, and we're going to simply just place a 2x2 area of stairs. So coming to the side of this coal, just directly below the eye, we're going to place 2 blocks of your choice, and then we're going to place on the upper one a stair facing towards the left, and on the lower one an upside down stair facing towards the left, and then below it, or to the side of it should I say, we punch out the blocks, and then we place on the upper one a stair facing towards the right. This could be a bit tricky because we're looking at it from a front-on perspective. There we go. And then below it, an upside-down stair facing again towards the right. And it ends up looking like this. Now, for now, it looks a bit random and out of place, but it will later on look perfectly fine once we build the sides. Now, in continuation of this, we're going to repeat this on the right side. So we come around to the right side, and we're going to place 2 blocks of your choice. And on the upper one, we're going to place a right-facing stair, and below it we're going to place an upside-down right-facing stair, and just like before, we're going to place a normal-facing stair. This could be a bit tricky, and then an upside-down facing stair. So it ends up looking something like this, and again, that is the front side of the face. Very, very like complicated all over the place, but hopefully, again, you have something that looks like this. So what I'm going to do, just to make it a bit easier for you guys, in case you are a bit lost along the way, is I am going to zoom in like this, and go up really, really slowly, layer by layer, and give you guys an opportunity to pause if you need to do so. If you are still struggling, please just go back in the video, see where things haven't gone quite to plan, and just slow down the video. Don't even, just mute the audio, slow down the video, and you'll be able to see it as I do it. It looks a lot more difficult than it actually is, I will say that. So once you get the general gist of it, it's very simple and shouldn't be too difficult to build. Anyways, with that said, we can now start working on the sides. So what we're going to do for the side, and we're going to start off with the right side this time, is we're going to grab ourselves our polished andesite, and we've got our first layer. Again, each layer is 8 wide. We've got our first layer, which is 3 andesite and then 5 concrete steps, or walls, should I say. The next layer, we leave 1 block, then we got the 1 andesite here, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 polished andesite. On top of this, we're going to place 4 layers of 6 blocks of coal. So 4 layers of 6 blocks of coal. Then we're going to place a layer of 6 polished andesite. We're then going to place 6 cobblestone walls. And then we're going to punch out that block right there. We're going to place 5 polished andesite. And then the final block on the end is going to be a stone brick stair facing towards the rear side of the head. Now behind these cobblestone walls here, we're going to place a row of black concrete. Simple as that. And that is the side of the head complete for now. I say for now because we will be adding a bunch more detail, but first off we're going to do this on the other side. So again, feel free to pause, take a screenshot, do whatever you need to do, and we're now going to go around to the left side and do the exact same procedure. So coming around to the left side, just like before, we've got 3 polished andesite, 5 cobblestone walls. Next layer is 1 block gap, 1 andesite. From here we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks to the left. The next layer and the next 4 layers is going to be 6 blocks of coal, just like before. So 4 layers of 6 coal. We're then going to do a layer of 6 polished andesite, a layer of 6 cobblestone wall. Punch out this black concrete and we're going to do a layer of 5 polished andesite, and on the final block we're going to place a stone brick stair facing towards the back of the head. Again, we'll worry about the slabs afterwards. For now it should look like this, and that is the left side of the head. For the rear side, it's simply a case of joining everything up. So we've got the first layer, which is 8 concrete, or should I say cobblestone wall. We're going to place in between 6 polished andesite for the next layer. The next 4 layers is going to be 6 blocks of coal. So again, just doing it layer by layer. On top of this, we're going to place 6 blocks of polished andesite. We're then going to do 6 blocks of cobblestone wall. And then we're going to do a row of 6 stone brick stairs, all facing towards the rear of the statue. Now, one thing to do is behind all these cobblestone walls, again, you want to make sure there is a row of black concrete. So just go ahead and do a solid row around. This side's already done. And for the top side, it doesn't really matter what you do. In fact, what we will do for now is grab ourselves our concrete slabs, and we're going to bring it back 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to bring it in another layer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And that will leave a 4x4 square in the middle. Go ahead and place a 4x4 platform of coal, and that will make sense later on as to why we're doing that. So for now, just leave it as a 4x4 platform for coal. Then there's 1 row of slabs at the front, and then 2 4 sections on either side. So from the side angles, it now looks like this, and from the rear, it looks like this. Okie dokie. So that is the basic outlines of each side complete. What we're going to do now is add some 3D effects and ultimately some detail. So, for the detail, what we're going to need is some stone brick stairs and some polished andesite, and of course our cobblestone wall. We're going to come to the left side first, come up to the 3rd layer, which is the first layer with the coal, and we're going to place a solid row of 8 upside down stone brick stairs. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this follow all the way around, like so, but we don't place one in the corner like that. We want to leave it as an edge. So it goes all the way around on the 3rd layer, stone brick stairs on each single point. The next layer is going to be our cobblestone wall. So on top of this, we're going to place a layer of cobblestone wall. And again, this goes all the way around the head, right around to the other side, like so. The next layer, the 3rd layer, is going to be polished andesite. So again, polished andesite all the way around. And then to cap it off, on top of the polished andesite, we're going to do a layer of stone brick stairs, this time facing normally. So, as you can see, all the way around once more time. And that makes the head, it just adds a ton of shape to the head. And as you can see, it makes it a bit more bulky on the sides. So, as you can see, this is now what the sides look like. And what we can then go ahead and do is start adding the ears, just to add the final bit of shape. So, on the left side, we come to this area with the cobblestone wall, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th one, we're going to bring it out 2 blocks to the left, and we're going to go down 1 on the 1st block. From here, we're then going to place a stone brick stair facing towards the left side. Directly behind this, we're going to place a cyan terracotta, and from this cyan terracotta, we're going to go to the left one, up one, and to the right one. Now, in front of the cyan terracotta, we're going to kind of do like a loop of stairs. So in this bottom left corner, we're going to place a stone brick stair facing towards the right. On the top left corner, we're going to place one facing towards the right, upside down, and vice versa. On top left, we're going to place one facing upside down towards the left area, and it gives you a shape that looks like this, and that is the ear. So again, just for perspective, this is the 4th block of cobblestone wall from the left. You bring it out 2, go down 1, and then you go place a 2x2 of stairs, and directly behind it a 2x2 of sand terracotta. So that is the left ear complete. Now, for the right side, we do the exact same. So from the left, we count 1, 2, 3. We're going to bring it out 2, and on the first one, we're going to go down 1. What we're then going to do is place a stair facing towards the right side. Behind it, we're going to place a cyan terracotta, and from the cyan terracotta, we go to right one, up one, to left one. From here, we're then going to build our ring of stairs. As you can see here, it's very simple to do, just one in each corner, each one facing a different direction, the two ones at the top upside down, the ones below normal, and that is the right ear. So, if you back up now, you should have something which looks like this, and it's looking very, very complete. The only thing left to do, it's the final task, is to build the hat. So for the hat, we come to this area here, the platform at the top. Surrounded by the concrete slabs, we left a 4x4 area. On this 4x4 area, we're going to bring it up a layer, so it's now half a block taller than the slabs, out of coal. We're then going to grab ourselves our nether brick slab, and we're going to do a ring around. So on the outside layer, we're going to do a ring of nether brick slabs, and in the middle, we're going to do a 3x2 pillar of coal. So 3 tall, and then it's a 2x2 area, and it ends up looking something like this. And once you've done that, that is the statue complete. You have your very own Yenndo character. Again, apologies that this took so long. This was a video very much long time in the making. Combination of events, me moving to university, as well as me not actually being able to get a design I was happy with, delayed this quite significantly. So anyone that did actually stick around and wait for the video to come out, very much appreciated, really do appreciate the support. But apart from that, if you did enjoy, a like would be very much appreciated. I'm going to show you a little spin around before we end the video. It's just Xbox Minecraft is being very, very slow. And that's another thing, also the Better Together update came out since I was gone, so that's another thing I need to have a look at and play around with. But yeah, once again, the statue is very complicated, but the head itself isn't too difficult. I want to give a huge shout out and credit to Kite Man, who again designed this. It's a really, really awesome design. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up the Five Nights at Freddy's series, because none of the other characters that I need to do are there. I mean, Mangle, debatable, could still do that, but I don't think I ever will. And then of course the FNAF World characters, I think it was, that I never redid. I did a few on my second channel, but apart from that, all the main characters have been done on the channel. So I really do thank you for your support over time on this series. It's been a really long series. It's been like 2.5 years now, but you guys have been incredible, shown a ton of support, and it's really, really it's really humbling, and it's really nice to see you guys enjoy some of the content I produce. With that said, over the next coming few weeks, I've got a bunch of horror characters to do, got some Star Wars, some Christmas themed things, and Stranger Things potentially. So if that sounds interesting, let me know, and also let me know what kind of content you want to see. I'm thinking about doing more kind of shorter videos again, rather than the 40 to 50 to hour mark like this one's going to be, because I notice a lot of retention drops off after a while. So I feel like going back to more simple and basic designs might be the better approach. But let me know if you want to see a few more simple ones and maybe a few complicated ones every so often, or you just want to stick with the whole complicated theme. But yeah, apart from that, again, apologies for not uploading recently. I'm going to be back around soon with a few videos, including a few sponsored videos, which is going to make life for me a bit easier. So yeah, apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name has been Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light